Alright, what up y'all? It's Metaphor, representing everyone as you and I verse. We're going to do a video on the moon in Capricorn throughout the houses. So this will be for the 1st house to the 12th house. So moon in Capricorn for the 1st house, which would be obviously the Capricorn rising. You would have a new way, since it's a new moon, a new way of initiating and creating a practicality and logistics about your personality. So you're seeing that, okay, these are things that I need to manifest that will actually, fulfill me. I feel that, from the previous full moon and the previous time we had this Capricorn season, I was so invested, having this certain structure, and it's all coming full circle. I can actually, maybe achieve what I had going on, or you've already achieved that, you've created a whole new list of goals. Either one of those circumstances, you'd be like, okay, this way that I'm going about myself personally in a previous circumstance may not have been beneficial, so now you're creating a new practicality and logistic about the way of feeling in your personality about your personal self. In the 2nd house, this will be a new value system upon what you have accumulated. So it's like you have this new value feeling upon the power that you've accumulated. So it's like Capricorn is like the power sign. So you think about the cardinal signs are like, bring in the initiative. They're initiative and creative. You see what I'm saying? Initiating and creating. So if you think about it, you have a new personal power if you're the 1st house, but the new new valued power. So you value your new powers kind of thing. It's pretty interesting whenever you really think about it. Because the Capricorn is that what you've structured and you're actually bringing to reality. It's that Saturnian energy. So whenever we look at that, I think that's the 9th. I almost said 9th house, but it's Sagittarius. That's the Sagittarius rising with the Capricorn 2nd house. And so they're having a new feeling upon their valued expression, so to speak. Kind of like in a way, it's like the 2nd house and the 5th house kind of relate to each other, because whatever you value, you end up expressing in the 5th house. So, I'm kind of mixing the two together, but that's a kind of a certain thing that's a little bit true. It's like the Taurus is alike to the Leo, because the Taurus is just as bougie as the Leo, but it just doesn't, bring it all the way to the forefront. So it's like, okay, I have this new power about what I value about myself, so then I can actually bring this to reality. And that's what the 2nd house is all about with the Sagittarius rising for Capricorn new moon. So a new value of your power. New feeling of a value of your power, I mean to say. So the 3rd house would be the Scorpio rising with the Capricorn. So a new feeling of power in your environment. So in your environment, you've accumulated this way of feeling that, okay, I have to structure everything that I got going on, and this is for this category, this is for this category, I can put this here. And that's what the Capricorn energy does. It's with Saturn, like I say in the previous house. So it's a new power feeling upon your environment, a new feeling of power in your environment, so you can actually communicate what you actually want to get across. So for the 4th house, this would be the Libra rising, and this is going to be a new feeling of power in the home. So everything that you felt privately about, okay, now I can express about it and not be so anxious about it, and actually just bring it to the forefront and say like, okay, this is what I got going on. So it's like, this is like that square to the 1st house and the 4th house. Like, okay, I want to be relatable, but I also want to express my actual true feeling upon the circumstance. But I don't want to offend anybody. That's that rock and that hard place. Just kind of got to find the little in between there with the Libra rising. So it's just dealing with that learning process of the new feeling upon, how you should go about a private, emotion. And then with the Virgo rising, this will be the 5th house in Capricorn. So a new feeling of power of expression. So the Virgo is alike to that 2nd house that the Sagittarius got going on, but this is actual full expression. So you're expressing the power that you feel that, okay, I've accumulated this, and this is what I can bring to the stage, and this is what I want to put on the stage, and I'm going to show this to the whole world. This is what I've built up, and look at how great this is. That's Virgo, for their new feeling of power and their expression. And that's what you should be doing, is expressing yourself like, oh, okay, I know that my ability to analyze and see the details of things and actually put things in certain categories, and kind of be worried about things but not worried about things at the same time, to the point that I'm just paying attention, if it seems like to me, but everybody else is like, wow, this person's so hands-on. You see what I'm saying? That's the kind of what the Virgo deals with. Whole other video. And then you think about the 6th house being here, and that's the Leo rising. So a new schedule upon their power, a new way to schedule your power. So like, think about the routine and pattern that you should actually put what you're good at doing, and say like, okay, this is what I built up to this point, that this is where my expression's at, this is where I can bring it to. And now you can put on a routine and pattern and do that, and say like, this is what I want to fulfill now. So if you haven't found that yet, then actually kind of get a list together and where you want your business to go to, and the furthest extent to go to, and how far you could go with it. Like, that's what that balsamic phase with that Sagittarius energy had going on previously. So yeah, that's for the Leo rising. And for the Cancer rising, this will be in the 7th house. So a new way to relate upon your power. So a new way of feeling in your power. So whenever you relate to another individual, you're like, okay, I have this moody power that like, okay, if I put this on the actual structure and if I put this together, that if I relate like this, I can actually, advance and, get a good rapport with an individual, and, not be just like overthinking and overfeeling upon what somebody's saying. You see what I mean? So the Cancer is always initiating, creating a new emotion. So that's their kind of issue. They're between that opposition with the Capricorn new moon. So they're opposite to that energy. They want to create a feeling when they should just be structuring things and putting things on the actual pattern. And, the Cancer is going to be all over the place with this, time of the year. It is what it is. So, Cancer, do your best, hold on for dear life kind of thing. But if you're a Cancer that's got things accumulated, just stick to the script and it'll be good. Whenever your Pisces time comes around, then you'll be able to kind of express things more, and you'll be a little bit more understood. And with the Gemini rising, this will be in the 8th house, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because the Cancer would be in the 7th house. So the 8th house in Gemini, this will be a new way of feeling empowered for your behind-the-scenes nature, like actually in control of the things that you want to see, that nobody else, that you don't want to show anybody else. Like, okay, this is what I got behind me, and I don't want to show anybody else what I got going on behind this door. Okay, I'm in control of that. I don't actually have to express that, and I want to bring that to the forefront. I'm going to keep those behind the scenes, and to say like, okay, I'm doing magic, but I don't have to just be like, hey, telling everybody, hey, I'm doing magic on everything that I got going on, But everything we do is a ritual, so like everything that I'm doing with my hands kind of thing has all been created to be understood as an expression and things like that. So it's pretty cool when you really think about the 8th house in Capricorn. So whatever you put on a structure and routine basis, nobody else really understands what you got going on. You know what's going on behind the scenes. That's really all that matters for the Gemini. So it'll be a new power upon that. So you'll be either in control of that, or you haven't put the actual on a schedule of saying like, okay, maybe I only have fun on the weekend, so to speak, or only after work. So, some people don't really know how to find their boundaries, and they overindulge, and so to speak. So that's as far as I'm gonna go with that. So just don't bring that 8th house nature to the forefront, and kind of you'll be able to keep that power behind closed doors. So yeah. Unless you actually are into that, and that's your thing that you want to bring to the forefront, that you want to bring your behind-the-scenes nature, and that's your new power. Bringing the behind-the-scenes to the forefront, you don't have an issue with that. Hey, that's your routine and pattern, do your thing. So if that's what you want to structure, I'm going to say. So the 9th house in Capricorn, this would be the Taurus rising. Yeah, the Taurus rising being here. So this will be a new knowledge and wisdom and a new power for, I'm sorry, excuse me. So the 9th house is knowledge and wisdom, right? And Capricorn is initiating, creating, so it's a new power. A new knowledge and wisdom that you're creating. You feel like there's a whole new power, like you have, maybe power is not a good word for the 9th house being here. It's like you have a whole new possibility. It's another P word. Power to P. So there's a whole new possibility due to your new knowledge and wisdom, and that's your power, so to speak. Yeah, maybe that's a better way to put it. 9th house doesn't really deal with the 3rd house things that you can really just communicate in simple words. Maybe that's why my Gemini has issues with that 9th house shit. You know what I'm saying? So, we're then going to go to the Aries rising. This will be Capricorn in the 10th house. So, a new career, a new power in your career. So, you feel like, wow, I've got my career, settled into the T. I know what I'm doing. I've already maybe achieved everything that I got on my previous docket for the whole last year kind of thing. Where I'm going. I know where I'm going with things. For this next, circumstance. It's interesting, like Capricorn creates that new year energy and everything like that they put into power with the Gregorian calendar. So whenever we have the new year, it's not really even the new year because it's not until Aries that we actually have the real new year. Whenever we have a new spring, things become anew again. It's pretty interesting. That Capricorn energy brings that new power. So the Aries is experiencing a new feeling of power in their career. So like, okay, I'm taking control of my circumstances and what I've got, putting on my forefront in another way that it's my status. You see what I'm saying? It's like, do I have a high credit score? Do I have a nice house? All this Masonic shit. You know what I'm saying? All the shit that the Masons created. Whole other video. But yeah, the 11th house, then this will be for the Pisces rising, and the 11th house would be a new power in your association. So you feel like, oh, okay, I have a new structure system and a new way to bring regulation to my associates. I know where to actually place people in my, in my groups of individuals. Like I have this group for this, and I can structure with, use this structure for that, and I can use that structure for this. So if you don't have that, you want to create that structure before we get into this new, this full moon in Cancer. So then the 12th house, this will be for the Aquarius rising. Yeah, the Aquarius rising. So in the dreams, illusions, and nightmares, you're going to be creating a new power. Have a new dream and illusion and nightmare, and you're going to see like, okay, I can actually bring this to the forefront. This is very real. Wow, I actually have this structured, and I have these new dreams, and it's like, okay, if I don't have a dream, you're going to be having one with the new moon. So be ready for that. Much love and peace out.